We could tell you a lot about our new elevators, their features, materials, and colors. But what really matters to us is how they relate to you, how you experience elevators, how our new smart materials can reject dirt, microbes, even fingerprints, and can deal with wear and tear. How users of buildings can connect in new ways, and how you're able to create new connections, all the way from entrances to home doors and office desks. Our solutions can make your life easier, richer, and more intelligent. This is why our new elevators have built-in connectivity. So whatever tomorrow brings, you'll be ready. By making the core of your building updatable, you're able to meet future needs and increase the value of your building. Entering the new era of elevators, KONE DX Class elevators, connecting more than floors.
They say that with place comes destiny. Where you are is who you are. The Lakeshore welcomes you with open arms.
La 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 la.
The Lakeshore is one of the few places in Central Luzon where the experiences of daily life are magnified by the sheer drama of the environment. Imagine an amazing 12-hectare lake at the heart of it all. Reignite your passion for living and blaze the way to a bright tomorrow. Only here at the Lakeshore.
Still in all I'm happy. The reason is you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me.
My name is Mitch Lazote. I'm a licensed broker and a realtor. I am one of the co-owners of Keller Williams Makati Market. I would prefer online because you reach more people. You're more out there than compared to the traditional marketing. You're able to do so many things. You can automate things. You can just sit there and wait for leads to come to you, right? So why not? It was very easy to search Lamudi online. It's highly searchable. We just, like I said, we were already investing in the mid-2000s. So we would do a lot of property searches and we would come across your platform, as in all the time. So it's a good, you have a very good online presence. That's why we were already familiar with Lamudi when we became brokers ourselves. So proudly, I've been with Lamudi since 2016, since I started. I started with 20 listings, the starter kit. And now my plan is like, I don't know, 300. I can't afford not to have my platform because that's where I get my leads. So that's my oxygen, my online platforms. Because without those, I won't be able to do lead generation efficiently. Well, aside from generating qualified leads, I like the series of you have once in a while webinars, your roundtable series, and your trend reports, the outlooks, your statistics, very helpful. Of course, especially when the pandemic started in 2020, around May or March, April, May, I would always watch. You were the first ones who started the webinar series, and I would follow it every time there's a new one, because there's so much learnings, and those learnings you can pass on to your clients because they don't know what's happening. They're worried about their investments. They don't know what to do. So those webinars kept us afloat and gave us good insight about what's happening, which we passed on to our clients. In less than 4 months, it was one of my very first platforms. And at first because I was just starting, right? I said, 20 listings at this much, how can I afford it? Okay, sige, I'll just do 20. Siyempre, tinipid ko. And then after a few months, parang kulang. I said, oh, I have to invest again and again and again until I reached my 200 package or 200 now. So you can see the progression. That means I already have enough funds to invest in the platform because I already have this listing package of 200. And right now I have 192 active listings within it. It helped me 100%, especially when the pandemic started, because everybody's online, right? And you can get out of your house. So come 2020, when I realized that there's no need to go but digital, full on digital, we increased our budget for our digital marketing platforms. We went full on, and you'll be surprised, 2020 was our record-breaking year of all the years. So I believe that digital marketing jump-started our sales for 2020, because despite the fact that there's a pandemic, we still invested in digital marketing, and we now know that it worked because we had our best year last year. Yeah, I know already what to do digitally. I'm more confident because we already tried it last year and it worked. And I don't see why it's not going to work this time because we did it last year. And we can even improvise on what we did last year and make it better this year, right? And everything is digital. We're putting our efforts and our budget into the digital platforms, CRM. We have to work smart. We don't have to work hard. We have to work smart, especially during this time.
Thank you so much to our sponsors. Okay, welcome again and good morning to everyone. So we are back here this afternoon session for two interesting topics. And to introduce our speakers, somebody who has 12 years in design consultancy, 16 years in design management for developers, and 28 years background on horizontal and vertical development. Architect, urban planner, let's welcome Maria Isolde Flores Prado.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to introduce now to you our speaker this afternoon. She was crowned Miss Asia Pacific, and she has evolved from a television host to a highly acclaimed anchor woman and public servant. She hosted her own television shows Up Close and Personal with Marisa Del Mar for 10 years, Buhay OFW TV for 9 years, and World Class Kababayan TV show. To expand her charitable projects and to formalize her assistance that her public affairs program is giving to the less fortunate and distressed OFWs, Marisa established the OFW One Filipinos Worldwide, Sama-sama Tayo para sa mga bagong bayani. She has been a recipient of countless awards, holds several chairmanship in other leading organizations and offices. She is a public servant in the truest sense of the word. Please welcome a true Filipino heroine in this modern age, a woman of substance, strength, and style, broadcaster, anchor woman, a proud public servant, Andrea Chairwoman Emeritus and Chair of our Board of Advisors, Ms. Marisa Del Mar.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ang inyong Chairwoman Emerita at Chairwoman Board of Advisors, Marisa Dalmar ng NRIA. Mabuhay po ang ating 25th National Convention at maligayang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayong hapon ay tungkol po sa OFW na ang ibig sabihin ay One Filipinos Worldwide. Ito po ay para sa lahat, labor sector, sa local at overseas. Tayong lahat na nagtatrabaho ay kasama po dito. Bibigyan po lamang natin ng focus ang ating mga overseas Filipino workers dahil karamihan po sa kanila ay mas maraming problema. Para po ito sa ating seguridad, pangkabuhayan at gabay sa hinaharap. Thus the birth of OFW, One Filipinos Worldwide. Isang malaking karangalan po na maibahagi ko po sa inyo ang topic na napakalapit po sa aking puso. 2 dekada na po nang sinimulan natin ang ating Public Affairs TV program, ang ating Public Service Program na Up Close and Personal with Marisa Dalmar, ang Iyo ang Katarungan, Buhay OFW TV at World Class Kababayan TV. Para po bigyang pugay at karangalan ang mga masisipag nating mga kababayang nagtatrabaho sa abroad at local, ang ating mga minamahal na OFWs at ang ating labor sectors. Mga bagong bayani ang tawag natin sa kanila dahil sila po ang dahilan ng pagsigla ng ating ekonomiya. Pero sa kabila po nito, hindi po natin maikakaila na ang sakripisyong kanilang ginagawa ay para sa kanilang pamilya at hindi mawala-walang mga panganib na kanilang pwedeng harapin abroad. Hindi ko po alam kung ikatutuwa po natin kung sasabihin ko, pero alam niyo ba na ang ating manggagawa ang ating top exports abroad? Sa ating programang Buhay OFW, madami po tayong na-interview ng mga OFWs. Iba't ibang kwento, meron pong mga success stories at marami pong mga kwento ng paghihirap na nag-uuwi sa hindi magandang karanasan. Masakit sa puso na makaranas ng mga ganitong mga kwento, kaya naman nakakabilib po talaga kung gaano katatag ang ating mga OFWs. Ramdam na ramdam po natin ang mga aksyong ginagawa ng ating gobyerno para sa ating mga OFWs. Pangako po sa ating mga OFWs na sa kanyang administrasyon, mawawala na po ang korupsyon, pang-aapi at mga mapang-abusong government officials. At isa po tayo sa OFW, ang One Filipinos Worldwide, ang makikiisa po sa pangakong ito. Hayaan pong bigyan ko kayo ng background tungkol po sa tunay na sitwasyon ng ating mga OFWs ngayon. As of June 4, 2020, base po sa results ng 2019 Survey on Overseas Filipinos, ang bilang po ng ating mga overseas Filipino workers na nagtatrabaho sa abroad from the period of April to September 2019 ay estimated po na 2.2 million. Ang overseas contract workers or my existing work contract ay bumilang po na 96.8% sa total OFWs sa panahong ito. Ang mga OFWs na nagtatrabaho overseas na walang kontrata ay umaabot po sa 3.2%. Ang mga babae na OFWs ay 56% na mas mataas po ang percentage kaysa sa mga lalaki na OFWs na 44%. Ang pinakamalaking bilang ng OFWs ay mula po sa edad na 30 to 34 years old, comprising 22.6% sa lahat ng OFWs natin, na sinundan naman ng edad 25 to 29 years old with 20.7% naman. Moreover, ang mga babae po na OFWs ay mas bata kaysa sa mga lalaki na OFWs. Umabot naman sa 7% ng mga babae na OFWs ang may edad na 15 to 24 years old at 46.9% naman ang may edad na 25 to 34 years old. Ang mga lalaki na OFWs na may kaparehang age groups ay 5.4% at 38.6%. Mas mataas po ang bilang ng ating mga male OFWs na 38.1% kaysa sa ating female OFWs na 27% sa may kaparehas na group age 40 pataas. 2 in every 5, 39.6% OFWs belong to elementary occupations. About 18% work as service and sales workers. Ang mga OFWs na nagtatrabaho sa plant at machine operators at assemblers, comprise po ito ng 12.2% kasamang ating mga technicians at associate professionals. 8.7% naman po ang mga professionals, 8.5%, and craft and related trade workers na 8.1%. Ang pinakamalaking portion ng OFWs ay mula po sa Calabarzon, 20.7% out of the total OFWs ang mga galing sa Central Luzon, National Capital Region at Western Visayas, comprising 13.3%, 9.7%, at 9.0% respectively. On the other hand, ang pinaka-smallest portion po ng OFWs ay mula po sa Mimaropa region na 1.5%. Saudi Arabia pa rin po ang mas preferred destination ng ating mga OFWs. 22.4% ng OFWs po ay nagtatrabaho sa bansa for the period ng April to September 2019. Ang ibang popular bansa na destination po ng ating mga OFWs ay United Arab Emirates 13.2%, Hong Kong 7.5% at Taiwan 6.7%. Pagdating naman po sa mga remittance sent ng ating mga OFWs during the period of April to September 2019, estimated po whooping 211.9 billion pesos. Ito pong mga remittances na ito ay nag-i-include po ng cash sent home na 157.9 billion, cash brought home na 46.7 billion pesos, at remittance in kind po na 7.3 billion pesos. Ang majority po ng mga OFWs natin sent ng kanilang mga remittances na nagpapadala po through banks ay 58%, while the rest naman po ay through money transfer na 40.7%, sa mga agency or local office 6%, door-to-door delivery 4%, through friends or co-workers 2%, and other means 1%. Ang mga data pong ito ay mula po sa National Statistician and Civil Register General. Sa parehong survey na ginawa ng PSA para sa ginawa nating April hanggang September ng 2016, tinataya pong nasa 203 billion pesos ang remittances na pinadala ng ating mga OFWs, kasama na po dyan ang pinadadala galing abroad at pera na inuuwi ng OFWs para sila ay makapagbakasyon at yung mga tinatawag na in-kind. Pinakamalaking share po dito ay galing sa mga laborers or unskilled workers na 39.9% billion pesos or 48,000 pesos kada isang OFW. Samantala, sa parehong survey, sinasabi na may tinatayang 1.9 million na mga OFWs ang nagpapadala po ng pera sa kanilang pamilya. Sa numerong ito, 36.9% ang nakapag-iipon. Ibig sabihin, isa sa 3 OFWs ang nakapag-iipon matapos makapagpadala po ng pera sa kanilang pamilya. Masasabi po natin na maganda itong balita dahil unti-unti nang natututo ang ating mga beloved OFWs na makapag-ipon ng pera galing sa kanilang mga sweldo. Alam ko po na nakakalula ang statistics na ibinabahagi ko po sa inyo. Kaya marami pa rin po ang nangangarap na makapag-abroad. Pero syempre, hindi pa rin po maiiwasan ang mga hindi magagandang parte sa buhay ng ating mga minamahal na OFWs. Nandyan na po unang-una ang pagkalungkot dahil sa nag-iisa po sila. Ang pagiging homesick ang isa sa mga unang hinaharap ng ating mga kababayan pag sila po ay nagsimula na magtrabaho sa abroad. Isama pa po dito ang language barrier at hindi pagiging pamilyar sa kultura ng inyong bagong mundong pinuntahan. Kaya naman di po maikakaila na pagdating sa abroad, ang Filipino community po at ang paghahanap ng kababayan ang unang ginagawa ng ating mga OFWs. Mas mahirap pa nito ay kung nagkakasakit sila dahil bukod sa wala na pong mag-aalaga sa kanila, kailangan pa rin po nilang pumasok at magtrabaho kahit ano pa ang nararamdaman nila. Pangalawang kinakaharap po ng ating mga OFWs ay ang issue sa pera. Sa totoo lang po, nakakalungkot man, minsan ang mga OFWs ay nagiging mga ATMs na ng kanilang mga pamilya. Minsan dahil sa abroad, akala po ng iba ay marami pong pera dito. Kaya naman minsan, nasasamantala na po ang pamilya at ang feeling nila, ang lahat po ng hihingi nila ay kailangan at kayang ibigay. Damay pa po dito ang mga extended families. Pasensya na po pero totoo po ito. Kaya naman kahit kinakapos na po, nangungutang ang ating mga OFWs para lamang po may maibigay at maipadala sa kanilang pamilya. Kaya minsan, sila mismo ay wala na rin pong naiipong pera. Hindi po mawawala dyan ang issue sa pamilya. Nakarinig na po tayo ng mga kwento ng mga paghihiwalay dahil nagkakaroon po ng extramarital affairs. Mga anak na nagre-rebelde at nagdadrugs na minsan ang nasisisi ay ang ating mga absentee parents na nasa abroad. Iilan lamang po yan sa mga issues na kinakaharap ng ating mga OFWs sa kanilang mga personal na buhay. Pero syempre, nandyan din po ang problemang kanilang kinakaharap sa kanilang mga trabaho. Nandyan po ang mataas na placement fees, ang pagpapalit po ng kontrata o ang hindi pagsunod sa kanilang mga kontrata, pang-aabuso po ng mga amo, illegal recruitment, pagpapakulong na minsan ay kasalanang hindi naman nila ginawa at ang biglaang pagkawala ng trabaho dahil sa pagbaksak ng ating ekonomiya. Pero sa kabila po ng iyan, kahanga-hanga pa rin po ang pagpupursige at lakas ng loob ng ating mga OFWs, mabigyan lamang po ng magandang buhay ang kanilang pamilya. Dahil sa sila po ang tinaguriang mga bagong bayani ng Pilipinas, may mga programa po ang gobyerno na inilaan para sa kanila. Ayon po sa OWA, maaari po makatanggap ng mga benepisyo ang ating mga OFWs gaya po ng death benefit, disability at dismemberment benefit at burial benefits. Meron din po silang mga educational programs para sa ating mga OFWs at kanilang mga beneficiaries. Nandyan din po ang Education for Development Scholarship Program, OFW Dependence Scholarship Program, Skills for Employment Scholarship Program, Seafarers Upgrading Program, at Educational and Livelihood Assistance Program para po sa mga naulila ng ating mga OFWs. Mayroon din po tayong repatriation at reintegration program ang OWA para sa mga umuuwing OFWs. Sa ngayon, pagsusumikapan po nating mabigyan ng proteksyon ang ating mga OFWs at ating mga labor sector. Pero sa kasamaang palad, meron pa rin pong nananamantala sa ating mga kababayan na nangangarap lamang makapag-abroad. Kaya marami po rito ang nabibiktima ng human trafficking or trafficking in persons. Ayon po kay John Ash, presidente po ng United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes, ang human trafficking po ay isa sa mga pinakamalaking krimen sa buong mundo. Kasama po ng trafficking ang drugs at mga armas or baril. Ang trafficking in persons po ang isa sa pinakamalaking kinikitang krimen sa buong mundo na kumikita po sa halos $150 billion kada taon. Ano-ano po ang mga senyales ng human trafficking ayon sa UNODC? Ang aktong kriminal na pagre-recruit, pagdadala at pagkuha ng mga tao papunta sa ibang lugar, paggamit ng dahas, panlilinlang, coercion, pagkidnap o pagtangay at pagbabayad sa tagapag-alaga ng biktima. Ang paglalayo na gamitin ang mga biktima sa prostitusyon at ibang uri ng sexual exploitation, forced labor or services, removal of organs at pang-aalipin at mga katulad na aktibidad. Yan po ang tinatawag na trafficking. Mga babae ang karamihan ang nagiging biktima ng krimen na ito. Ayon sa US State Department's Human Rights Report, 400,000 ang mga babaeng nabibiktima sa Pilipinas taon-taon. Samantalang sa buong mundo, may 10 milyong Pilipinong babae, lalaki at mga bata ang nagiging biktima po ng sex trafficking at forced labor. Kasama na po dito ang Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, ang kalimitang napupuntahan ng mga biktima ayon sa 2013 Trafficking Persons Report ng US Department of State. Kung mapapansin po natin, ang mga bansang ito rin ang nabanggit nating madalas na puntahan ng ating mga OFWs. Paano nga ba makalalabas ng bansa ang ating mga biktima? Ayon po sa survey na ginawa ng National Police Commission, 70% ay nakalalabas sa pamamagitan ng regular commercial flights or by air. Habang 30% naman po ay by sea o sakay ng mga sea vessels, pump boats, speedboats at fishing boats. Kalimitan pong nakakalabas ng bansa ang biktima sa NAIA, samantalang karamihan ay dumadaan din po sa Zamboanga ports, ang mga papuntang Malaysia. Isa din po sa madalas daanan palabas ng bansa ay ang Mactan International Airport sa Cebu. Ayon naman sa report ng Philippine National Police at Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, ang mga ports po na dinadaanan para sa trafficking ng ating mga Pilipino at mga foreigners ay Ilocos Sur, Zamboanga del Sur, Davao del Sur, Misamis Oriental, Bicol at Dagupan City. Ayon din sa survey na ito ng National Police Commission, karamihan po ng mga biktima ay tinatawag na willing victims na dumadaan sa mga illegal recruiters. Karamihan sa mga biktima ay galing sa Metro Manila, partikular na po sa Valenzuela, Quezon City, Muntinlupa at Manila. Dahil ang mga lugar na ito ang malapit sa ports or terminal, dahil ito po ang madalas na makatawid ang mga galing sa Laguna, Rizal, Pampanga, Cavite, Batangas, Cebu, Zamboanga at Davao. Karamihan sa mga recruiters ay dumadayo pa at tinutulungan ang ating mga headhunters na kilala sa mga lugar para mas madali nilang makuhang loob ng mga tao. Madalas nilang tinutulungan ang mga recruiters na ito na kumbinsihin ang mga magulang para payagan ang kanilang mga anak. Kapalit nito ang perang kanilang makukuha. Recruiters ang nag-aasikaso ng personal documents ng kanilang biktima. Sila ang nag-aayos ng birth certificates na madalas ay pinipeke para mas mabilis na makaalis ang biktima. Madalas ding sinasabi na ang mga recruiters na ito na sila ang bahala sa pamasahe at iba pang gastos at ibabawas na lang ito sa kanilang magiging sweldo. Kaya naman napipilitan ang biktima na kunin ang kahit anong trabahong ibinibigay sa kanila. Ang pangakong trabaho bilang sales ladies o caregivers ay minsan nauuwi sa pagiging prostitutes at alipin. Di natin maikakaila na marami pa rin ang nagiging biktima dahil sa kahirapan at sa kawalan ng pagkakataong makapag-aral. Sa kabila nito, patuloy pa ring nilalabanan ng ating gobyerno ang krimen na ito. As of June 2017, ay nasa Tier 1 pa rin po ang Pilipinas ayon sa US State Department base sa kanilang Annual Trafficking in Persons Report. Ibig sabihin, isa tayo sa mga bansang pinapalakas ang kampanya laban dito para makapagpakulong po tayo ng mga kriminal at tinutulungan ang mga biktima para maiwasang madagdagan ang bilang na maaaring maging biktima. Ang Pilipinas lamang po ang bansa sa Southeast Asia ang nasa Tier 1. Noong nakaraang taon, ang mga kapitbahay natin na Laos, Malaysia at Thailand ay nasa Tier 2 watch list, the second to the lowest rank, habang ang Myanmar naman ay blacklisted. Dahil sa efforts ng ating gobyerno, naging triple na po ang mga na-convict na traffickers at marami na rin po ang nabiktimang na-rescue. Mas nagsikap pa po ang ating gobyerno na labanan ang global na problemang ito para makuha ang Tier 1. Kasama sa achievement ng gobyerno ay ang investigasyon ng 553 na pinaghihinalaang kaso ng trafficking. Kasama na po dito ang 109 na nahuli sa pamamagitan ng surveillance operations at 55 na raid. Naaresto rin po ang 272 na suspects. Mayroon ding 441 na nasampahan ng kaso ng mga hinihinalang kriminal at conviction ng 55 na traffickers. Sa mga kasong ito, 131 ang bilang ng biktima, kung saan 78 naman po ang bilang ng mga bata. Naipasa po sa Kamara ang Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003 o Republic Act 9208 na naglalayon na gumawa ng mga policies tungkol dito. Kasama na po dyan ang pagpaparusa at pagmumulta ng 5 million hanggang panghabang buhay na pagkakakulong. Kasama po sa RA 9208 ay ang pagbubuo ng Interagency Council Against Trafficking or IACAT upang bigyang suporta at rehabilitasyon ang mga biktima ng trafficking. Magkakatulong pong pinangungunahan ng Secretaries ng Department of Justice at Department of Social Welfare and Development. Kasama po dito ang Secretary, Department of Foreign Affairs, Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Interior and Local Government, Administrator, Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, Bureau of Immigration, Philippine National Police, Philippine Commission on Women, Commission on Filipinos Overseas, at Executive Director, Philippine Center for Transnational Crimes at 30 representante ng NGOs na magre-represent sa mga kababaihan, overseas Filipinos at mga bata. Nandyan po ang Senate bills para sa mga OFWs. Una na po ang panukala na paggawa ng sariling department para sa mga OFWs, ang Department of Foreign Employment at ang panukala na paggawa ng Department of Migration and Development Act of 2016. At ngayong taong ito, isa po sa natupad na pangako ng ating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ay ang pagkakaroon ng sariling bangko ng ating mga OFWs, ang Overseas Filipino Bank at ang 10 taon na validity ng ating mga passports. Bukod po sa mga proyekto ng gobyerno, may mga pribadong organisasyong willing din pong tumulong para sukpuin ang ating global na problemang ito. Isa na po diyan ang ating Anti-Trafficking OFW Movement or ATOM, ang ating pong Buhay OFW Foundation at ang ating OFW One Filipinos Worldwide na pinangungunahan po ng inyong lingkod. Sa tulong po ng iba't ibang departments na kasama po sa IACAT, gaya ng Department of Labor and Employment, ang ating pong Anti-Trafficking OFW Movement at ang ating OFW One Filipinos Worldwide ay magsisilbing tulay para matulungan ang mga biktima ng trafficking para sila po ay makabagong muli, matapos ang kanilang nakakatromang karanasan. Tutulong po tayo para makakuha ng mga referrals, magbantay sa pag-usad ng kaso, pati na po ang pagtanggap ng mga reports ng trafficking. Pinaplano rin po nating magkaroon ng tutuluyang bahay ang mga biktima kung saan sila po ay tutulungang maiayos muna ang kanilang mga sarili, pisikal at mental, bago po bumalik sa kanilang mga pamilya. Sa pamamagitan po nito, dahil sa ating pakikinig sa kanilang mga kwento at hinaing, ay maaari nating malaman kung paano masusolusyonan ang kanilang problema at kung paano natin maiiwasan pang mangyari uli. Magsisimula na rin po ang ating kampanya, Katuwang ang Dole, para mas maging aware po ang ating mga kababayan sa mga modus operandi ng mga pasimuno sa krimen na ito. Gagamitin po natin ang social media at ang tulong ng ating mga partner organizations sa private sector at sa media para po mas mapalagana pa ang kaalaman tungkol sa human trafficking. Ang ating pong programa sa OFW One Filipinos Worldwide ay bukas po para po sa mga concerns ng ating mga OFWs at hindi po kami magsasawang tumulong sa abot ng ating makakaya para matulungan ang ating mga beloved na OFWs. Sinisiguro ko po sa inyo na patuloy po nating papalakasin ang advocacy na ito. Hindi po natin hahayaan ang pang-aabuso, korupsyon at opresyon sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino, mapalokal o overseas. Kung gusto niyo pong maging volunteer o kung gusto niyo pong isumbong ang anumang pong kaso ng trafficking, kami po ay handang makipagtulungan sa inyo. Let us fight against this modern-day slavery. Let's stop human trafficking. OFW One Filipinos Worldwide, sama-sama po tayo para sa ating mga bagong bayani. Thank you. Let's stay safe and healthy. God bless us all. Mahalin po natin ang ating NRIA. Mabuhay po ang ating mga Pilipino sa lokal at overseas. Mahal po namin kayo.
Okay, so to our, of course, National NRIA Real Estate Association Chair Emerita and Chair Lady and Board of Advisors, thank you very much from the bottom of our heart for your great advocacy that no amount can equate, of course, this great advocacy for our One Filipinos worldwide. We are proud of you, Chair Emerita, of course, Marisa Del Mar. Thank you for that very, very great and excellent presentation that will probably help our fellow Filipinos. Thank you very much.
So much. Welcome.
Moving on to, of course, our future cities presenters, may I now call on the so-called professionals who are the eyes of our future. May I now call on Architect Ma Isolde Eprado for the proper introduction of our speaker.
Saving the best for last, our next speaker is a graduate of Harvard, University of the Philippines, University of Santo Tomas, and the Christ the King Seminary. He is founder, principal architect of Palafox Associates and Palafox Architecture Group, Inc. He led and managed his firm to be the first Filipino firm in the top 500, 300, 200, and the first Southeast Asian firm in the top 100 architects of the world by the World Architecture Magazine of London. He has carried out 1,700 plus projects in 40 countries. He has given lectures and presentation talks in 20 countries, visited and observed more than 1,000 cities in 72 countries and territories. He has received a doctorate honoris causa and 4 doctor fellows given by the Royal Institute of Singapore, a fellow, a regional leader, and country representative of the Council of Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat based in Chicago. International Associate of the American Institute of Architects, member of the American Planning Association, U.S. Green Building Council, Chicago Architectural Center, Urban Land Institute, International Council of Shopping Centers, all based in the USA. Governor of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, American Chamber of Commerce, and chairman of the committee, Environment and Urban Development, PCCI Director and Chairman of the Urban Development and Infrastructure Committee. He is also a fellow and member emeritus of UAP, trustee of PhilGBC, trustee of the Philippine Business for the Environment, and President Governor, life member of the Management Association of the Philippines, past chairman, president of FIABC Philippines, past chairman, president of ENRIA. He has won several architectural design competitions, has received 100+ awards and citations, among them as one of the 48 heroes of philanthropy in Asia by the Forbes Asia magazine, and ambassador of goodwill given in New York. He has written more than 700 published articles and 3 books, of which he was bestowed Best Author Award. Let us now welcome architect, environmental planner, educator, author, writer, activist. Our next speaker, architect and urban planner, June Palafox.
Yeah, thank you very much, Architect Sol Flores Prado, one of the best architects and environment planners who have worked with us at Palafox. And thank you so much for the generous and kind introduction. Thank you again for having me here, fellow Enrians. And I have to talk fast because I decided to present 5 projects in 3D animation, and if there's time, also a PowerPoint. So I'll try to fit them in 30 minutes. Thank you very much. So the title of my talk is Future Cities, Replanning, Redesigning. Clark Aerotropolis, some of you may have seen this. We won the master planning of Clark Airport Region City, Smart City, twice already, 2009 and 2017 updated. Aerotropolis is the main gateway is the airport. This is 4,000 hectares, of which 2,000 hectares is airport proper, compared to Manila International Airport, is only 600 hectares. And this will be the international gateway for the Philippines. Among the hierarchy of airports, this will be number 1. Although right now, we're also doing the Philippine International Aerotropolis in Bulacan. So we divided this into 7 districts. Southern and Northern District are airport-driven land uses, Smart City District, Technology District, and interconnected with Metro Manila railways, bus-dedicated lanes. And within the site, it's walkable, bikeable, a 15-minute city. Because it's a mixed-use development, all your destination is about 15 minutes from where you live. So integrating again the place to live, work, shop, and dine, learn, and maybe even worship. And we also put forward architectural typologies. Hopefully, even if we'll not be the architects, it will be like architectural code, just like what I work in Dubai in 1977. Beyond the building code is an architectural code. So this is the Northern Gateway, and you can do the rooftops, green gardens or solar roof with light rail transit or monorail. So you have many alternatives and transportation: walking, biking, public transit. So everything will be accessible 15 minutes walking, biking, and public transit. And this is the Clark International Airport, and there are other consultants here, but we had to integrate it within the urban context of Clark Aerotropolis Smart City. You can see in here, we will not be allowing solid walls. The security by design that I learned in the Harvard Graduate Design, criminals are scared of more eyes in the street. This was done before the pandemic, and we already some sort of anticipated that the open spaces, parks and playgrounds are the lungs of the cities. Unfortunately, in Metro Manila, as our population grows, parks and open spaces are being sold. Elsewhere in the world, as the population grows, park and open spaces increase. Even the industrial district, so mixed development, as long as the land uses are compatible. So they will also have place to live, work, shop and dine. Clark is a river. So we propose a riverfront development on the Dolores River. And again, lands and open spaces, urban design. Urban design is anything outside the window. So architecture, the buildings, urban planning is a larger context. The smart technological business park. And you can see the lush greenery. Very walkable, bikeable, lots of landscaping. And these partial open spaces will connect the buildings instead of walling them off. Stutzenberg Central Park and Civic Center. Stutzenberg was the original name of Clark. And Civic Center, the former parade grounds of Clark, Central Park and Civic Center, just like Central Park in New York. So this was a parade ground. It's with a Civic Center. And we're also maintaining the heritage homes and the taller buildings behind them. Lifestyle district. In my lectures now and webinars, restaurants will be 30% kitchen, 20% enclosed, 50% al fresco dining. So you don't spread the disease. Both courses, we designed one of them for the Koreans. The golf course community together with their fairway golf houses and golf club. There's a leisure district. So Clark, Aerotropolis, Smart City, airport-driven city. The next one will be, I think some of you have seen this, Pampanga Megalopolis. A megalopolis is several metropolitan areas, a metropolis several cities. Pampanga is 3 times the size of Singapore, 2 times the size of Hong Kong. And one of the high development potential is urban growth centers, counter-magnet to Metro Manila. So 23 cities and municipalities, 280,000 hectares. Yeah, 3 times Singapore, twice Hong Kong. So the theming of the development of all of them will also be mixed-use, multi-use development. Agropolis, agro, the farm, polis, the city. So this will the thematic development here. But again, mixed-use. Ecopolis, the environment in the city. Aquapolis, Candaba Swamp, the water and the city. Then Aerotropolis, Clark and surroundings, airport-driven city. And in Pampanga, the perimeter towns and cities to go out and come back to Pampanga. So we propose regional roads and circumferential roads, very well connected with the rest of Luzon and Metro Manila. Even this road from Lubao will encourage the opening up of the southern gateway of Subic, because right now the gateway to Subic is from Olongapo. So the circumferential road and Aerotropolis, Ecopolis, and the highway will be like the Golden Triangle. Most of the developers now are locating here. Business district, integrated smaller townships. So you can see again the transportation corridors. So connected with the railways. So we have been advocating ever since that I became an architect planner. The road should be 1/3 for trees and landscaping, 1/3 for people walking and biking, and 1/3 for vehicles. The one you see here, again, I hope will be able to influence the architectural typologies, even public markets. And the other image here is the integrate the intermodal transport terminal with solar roof garden, rainwater harvesting. So for buses, jeepneys, taxis, tricycles, even bicycle parking. So solar roof garden, rainwater harvesting. And we hope they will have more articulated buses. So there should be more passengers per lane per hour instead of so many cars per lane per hour. Even the bus dedicated lanes will be in the inner, so they don't interrupt so much with the curbs and sidewalks, with the skywalks above them. Again, the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 formula. That trees and landscaping, pedestrians, bicycles, then the moving traffic vehicles. So we have agritourism, agri-industrial, business commercial centers, bulk water supply sources. Yeah, we tried to attempted to get some indigenous architectural style and character for their tourist information centers. Pampanga River, this used to be navigable during the Spanish times. So rehabilitation, Pampanga River, dredge it, make it navigable, and let the buildings face the river, the waterfront. So that's Pampanga megalopolis for a province. The next one is Metro Davao, 8 cities and municipalities. And we won this again, the design competition and planning. And the client here is the Mindanao, MINDA, Mindanao Development Authority. There are 6 kinds of infrastructure. Progressive infrastructure, international airports, international seaports, international schools, hospitals, and so on. So we created a big gateway for Davao and changed the paradigm of Mindanao as back door to the Philippines to the front door to the Philippines. So 3 LGUs now are competing for the location of the international airport we proposed. So the taller buildings should not be inside the built-up areas, congesting them. They should be a perimeter, just like in Paris. The downtown Paris is more the traditional classic buildings. The tall buildings in La Défense, just outside Paris, take advantage of the amenity value of the waterfront, promenading, linear parks, boardwalk. So the international port, Davao Gulf is deeper than the Manila International Airport, and they have opportunity to make it as the largest seaport in our country, because the Celebes Sea is now becoming a very important navigational route, and Davao Gulf is like welcome arms. Celebes Sea interconnecting West Philippine Sea, South China Sea, and Pacific Ocean. Lots again of open spaces. Hopefully, cruise tourism will come back. Marinas, ferry ports. Again, it's easy to have lush landscaping in Davao because the soil is very fertile and they have flora and fauna. So bring the urban forest in the city. Walkable, bikeable, lots of kiosks, so there are more eyes in the public realm. Improve security. Even the paving patterns, we borrowed the indigenous arts of the 11 indigenous people in Davao region. The night market, we elevated it so that it can be a 24-hour market. You can see again the arts and the arts of the indigenous people and the pavement and even benches. So we create a sense of place and identity. Urban renewal for Davao Chinatown. again, the theme really is walking, biking. Intermodal transit terminal. So again, we attempted to have the architectural typology of Mindanao. This will be interconnected with the Mindanao Railway. So buses, jeepneys, with the Mindanao Railway. The elevated walkways, they can be very well landscaped and handicap ready for the different abled. And I hope they will, bridges here are designed by contractors and engineers with all due respect. So we propose an architecturally designed bridge with like the wings of an eagle about to fly. And again, the patterns of art in Mindanao. The viewing decks, bicycle lanes, walkable. Even the vertical clearance for cruise ships, big ships going underneath. And truck lanes, bus lanes, car lanes, pedestrian lanes. And hopefully they can integrate a light rail transit. Planting strip and so on. Even we did the aerodrome of the airport. So this is like a wings of an eagle about to fly with the Mindanao arts and style and character. The next one is the first ecological industrial zone. We won again this design master plan competition from the Board of Investment Department of Trade. Leyte Ecological Industrial Zone, environment friendly industrial zone. You can see again lots of landscape. Part of our scope of work was the locational analysis, which part of Leyte it should be located. And we chose Isabel, where they have copper. And copper is one of the best building materials now for this virus, copper and bamboo. So before we export raw material, and hopefully we export finished material for copper, and it will have great jobs, poverty elevation, and also help in our economic goals. And why Leyte? And Leyte was the worst devastated island provinces by the Yolanda, Super Typhoon Yolanda. So integrate again, there's a geothermal plant nearby, and this is close to Ormoc, which again, the Richard Gomez mayor had asked us also to give them a planning advisory because they already finished their comprehensive land use and zoning. We propose also a circular economy. So this is another first, a pace setter for environment-friendly industrial zones. Leyte Ecological Industrial Zone, LAIS. And this is being promoted worldwide by the Department of Trade, Industry, and Board of Investments. Airport, seaport support. Isabel Leyte and Merida, 2 LGUs close to Ormoc. So there's a downward, upward economic linkages. Byproducts are also identified, byproducts of copper. So you can see like an industrial park in a forest or an urban forest inside the industrial park, industrial zone. Again, clean energy, solar roof, rainwater harvesting. again, the theme again is walkable, bikeable, integrating places to live, workshop, and dine, alfresco dining, bicycle lanes, footpath, shopping dining, extroverted towards the outside. Our malls are introverted, so it's easy to spread the virus in enclosed spaces. So these are the parks and playground, the lungs of the city. So we want partners. We also did the marketing collaterals for displays. Some of the projects now our clients ask us to do as well, the marketing collaterals. Make it happen, make it Philippines. The next one is another first. The first PESA registered university campus. Again, we won the architectural design, engineering, master plan, and landscape for the first PESA registered inside Batangas State University, Knowledge, Innovation, Science, Technology Park. And the architecture of the Knowledge Building, Innovation Building, Science Building, Technology Building, the Convention Center Building, and the hotel for the investors. This is within the campus of Batangas State University. Unfortunately, we also won the urban planning of Batangas City. So the architecture, interior design, master planning, site engineering, the building engineering, and so on. So we already consider the criteria with this pandemic. Air conditioning will just be an option, natural light and cross ventilation. Even the environmental graphics and wayfinding, the signages, we designed them. So it's an integrated team. His part, knowledge, innovation, science, technology part. So PESA registered, so this will be like a tax haven, and they're already talking to the technology companies in India. We have other innovation hubs elsewhere in our country. I cannot share them yet. Then we'll be talking to technology companies in Silicon Valley and Cambridge, Boston, Massachusetts. For every building, we have 3 alternative architectural design and character. And together with the clients, the university president and the board of regents, we had a lot of consultation with them. You can see this hotel, lots of balconies, natural light, ventilation, cross ventilation. So that air conditioning will just be an option. The Kiss Water Park is not just a landscape feature, but a rainwater harvesting, a fish pond, and also for emergencies like fire. So you always have water available to fight emergencies like fire. Even it's not here, the elevated water tank, we also design it architecturally with viewing decks. So we tried to apply here as much as practicable the best practices in the world, drawing from our experience in projects in 40 countries. So Batangas State University, Kiss Park. So if there's more time, we prepared a PowerPoint sharing again best practices in the world of future cities. If you give me more 8 minutes, can we do that, or we just have the open forum now? Architect Sol, can we do the PowerPoint, or we just do open forum now?
Still have some time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rod.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Smart decisions. That's something everyone wants to make. Like when buying a new place. Do you go for location? Energy efficiency? A fresh breeze? Or having no brownouts? How about smart planning and engineering that give you all of these? Take a closer look at West Insula, where you get to live easier, live wiser. At West Insula, you get perks that make day-to-day living a greater comfort. Just think of these smart features. Full backup power. When brownouts happen in the rest of the city, keep the computer, air conditioner, and everything else you need up and running. West Insula provides full backup power in all rooms, in all units. Water saving system. When it comes to wise water management, West Insula is designed to collect, purify, and treat rainwater for use by homeowners, giving you practical savings. Smart vents. And how about staying cool even when the air conditioner is off? West Insula has well-concealed vents that promote optimal airflow through every room, even when the windows are closed. Maximum energy efficiency. West Insula is engineered for ultra-efficient energy consumption. Take advantage of the patented electrical loading system that delivers maximum power at minimum cost. What's more, every homeowner gets to monitor their power consumption right at their doorstep, so you pay only for your own bills. No shared costs, no hidden charges. Atrium. Unique to the design of West Insula is the atrium, a central shaft of wide open space at the core of the structure, offering the added advantages of free-flowing air, natural light, and a relaxing ambiance. Ready to take a look? West Insula, built by EGI and Maryleaf Realty, stands tall with 25 stories at the corner of West Avenue and EDSA Shopping District. A train station, medical clinics, and malls are also just a few minutes away, so you don't have to go far to get far. Intelligent innovations at prime locations. That's what smart engineering for practical living is all about. See one of Insula Condominium's masterpieces for yourself. Schedule a visit to West Insula today. Make the smart move.
Architect June.
Yeah.
Architect June, I believe we still have a bit of time.
Okay,
so you can show your slides. Thank you, sir.
3 minutes. All right. This is PowerPoint. I'll do it as fast as I can. Future cities and communities. This was the assignment you gave me. Replanning, redesigning, renewing, went to the New World Order. No, it's so fit. One of our professors in Harvard Graduate School of Design told us long ago that this century will be a re-century. Rethink all of this RE. Globalist practices. This is the Paris Smart City 2050 plan. You can see the greenery, addressing climate change. This is in France also. Arbor, call it, biophilic building, agriculture, urban landscape. And in Milan, I met the architect of this, Bosco Verticale. 20,000 trees and plants across pair of towers can transform approximately 44,000 pounds of carbon dioxide into oxygen each year. Next slide. This is 100% open space in Singapore. So the building footprint, they put to the rooftop, the green space that was taken by the building footprint. High Line in New York, elevated pedestrian walkway. This is abandoned elevated railway. San Francisco City, biophilic city, a city infused with abundance of nature. And Washington, D.C., world's first LEED Platinum city, 65% of neighborhoods are walkable, 58% commuter use bicycle, walking, and public transit. Singapore, 45% green open spaces, excluding the roads. In our country, the guidelines is 30%, including the roads. Amsterdam, water-sensitive urban design, rainwater collection in streets, roof gardens, parks, buildings, green zones, and houses. Sponge City Initiative in China, nationwide projects of nature-based, flood resilient, and green infrastructure, increased tree cover, building wetlands for rainwater storage, rainwater harvesting. Stockholm, Sweden, revival of rivers, waterways, walkable, bikeable. Bicycle highways in Copenhagen, one of the worst bike-friendly cities. We have been proposing this across Pasig River, San Juan River, Marikina River, and across our steros in Metro Manila. Bicycle highways. Heathrow Airport, London, self-driving electric pods, zero-emission pods, replace diesel-burning hopper buses at the terminal. Dubai has this also. Bogota, Colombia, bus rapid transit. We proposed this for Metro Manila for the World Bank funded Metropolitan Manila, bus dedicated lanes. And it's only now they are implementing it in EDSA. Paris, the city introduced a car-free day in 2020. Now the mayor of Paris the lady mayor making Paris now a 15-minute city. All your destinations should be within 15 minutes, walking, biking, public transit. The top 10 cities in the world, greenest city, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Stockholm, Vancouver, Curitiba, Reykjavik, London, San Francisco, Helsinki, and Oslo. Smart cities, New York, London, Paris, Boston, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and in Asia, Seoul and Tokyo, then Berlin and Amsterdam. Urban mobility in Asia, Hong Kong, Seoul, and Singapore. Resilient cities, mostly in Canada and Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, then Chicago, Pittsburgh, Stockholm, Boston, Zurich, Washington, D.C., and Atlanta. Livable cities, Vienna, Melbourne, Sydney, Osaka, Calgary, Vancouver, Tokyo, Toronto, Copenhagen, and Adelaide. Next slide. So, tourist cities, Bangkok, London, Paris, Dubai, Singapore, Tokyo, Seoul, New York, Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong. Livable cities, Melbourne, Vienna, Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Adelaide, Perth, Auckland, Helsinki, Hamburg. Gateway cities, Dubai, London, Hong Kong, Paris, Amsterdam, Singapore, Frankfurt, Incheon, Bangkok, and Istanbul. Safest cities in the world, Tokyo, Singapore, Osaka, Toronto, Melbourne, Amsterdam, Sydney, Stockholm, Hong Kong, and Zurich. Innovative nations, number 1, South Korea, Sweden, Singapore, Germany, Switzerland, Japan, Finland, Denmark, France, and Israel. I'm showing you this because we're using the wrong model of urban planning. Los Angeles, it's the worst example of good urban planning. Integral ecology, from the 3 bottom line approach to development, we made it 5. Equity, social equity, people first. Then we can talk about planet Earth and environment. Then economic goals, profit and prosperity, and we should also consider culture, history, and humanities, and interfaith spirituality. So our projects we do this are the overarching guidelines. Next slide. So 2030 challenge. Year 2000, I signed in the pledge that the buildings I design, community's master plan should be zero net energy buildings by year 2030, carbon neutral by 2030. People were surprised when I gave up $1 million in architect's fee because I was instructed to destroy 366 70-year-old trees in Subic. And I got legal case for giving up the $1 million to save the trees. Next slide. Yeah, my professor said this century will be re-century, reimagine, replan, re-architecture, redesign, re-engineer, redevelop, renew, reduce, recycle. Hopefully we'll have urban renaissance. During this pandemic, so many reboot and so on. Reshape. Next slide. Sustainability. I think we all know the definition of this, but I prefer the definition of the Native American chief Seattle. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Green sustainable development design principles we have at Palafox: green architecture, green urbanism, technology, transportation, interiors, green infrastructure, green manufacturing, purchasing, and hopefully we'll have green sustainable developments. There are 6 kinds of infrastructure. Progressive, these are international airports, seaports, international schools, hospitals, and hotels. Hard, we all know that, the build, gray infrastructure. Soft infrastructure, the ease of doing business, no corruption, no red tape. Green and sustainable infrastructure, I think we all know that. Digital, artificial intelligence, institutional. If we don't have the good institutions to implement the plans, we'll never be able to realize those plans. Next slide. Green urbanism, again, seeks to reduce carbon footprint in communities and destinations by making them more walkable and bikeable, ensuring that the community achieves a balanced lifestyle where there are places to work, play, live, shop, dine, and worship. From urban sprawl, that's what we have in our cities, towards more compact developments, segregated to better integrated communities, congested to better connected cities and communities. Mixed use and multi-use development, promote pedestrianization, maximize the land values for priority areas, promoting sharing of infrastructure, providing an attractive transition between land uses. This is the future of urban housing. The yellow one is you live upstairs, you work in the middle, you shop and dine on the ground second floor with public transit, walking, biking, and so on. The parking is below ground. Vertical urbanism. People who live in compact cities also tend to live longer, about 3 years longer than people who live in less compact cities. Metro density, Hong Kong, I think people there live 3 to 5 years longer than Los Angeles, car-oriented. Hong Kong is 71% open space because they are a vertical city, vertical urbanism. Next slide. Green transportation, San Francisco. It won the Sustainable Transport Award. Yeah, we should have put the buses and bicycles. So those with less wheels should have more in roads. The pedestrians, the bicycles, and also, of course, the trees and landscape. It takes about 10 trees to recover the oxygen out of the carbon monoxide per car. Next slide. So pedestrian first, then bicycles and public transit. The private cars should be the last priority or alternative. There are 20 kinds of urban transport: walking, bicycles, paratransit, taxis, buses, bus rapid transit, trolley buses, streetcars and rail transit, monorails, metro, commuter rail, guideway transit, water taxis, motorcycles, then cars, then special modes, intermodal terminals, seaports, airports, and other transportation modes. Next slide. Green architecture, development that seeks to build in accordance with the present condition of the site and deals with how structures can further relate to the natural environment and man-made development. It aims to create buildings that have minimal impact on human health and the natural environment. So green building, this is a design competition again that we won for a future DBP building. You can see all the balconies, rainwater harvesting, utilizing less resources, generating less water, reducing pollution, preserving greenery, waterways, and natural heritage with sky gardens. Some of the buildings guidelines are having now green building. So you have sustainable building practices. Again, cross ventilation, natural light as much as practicable. Next slide. Then this one we won again, design competition, the King Abdallah Financial District in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We were assigned 6 buildings, and you can see again, it's a green building with a roof garden and so on. The buildings are interconnected with walkways and monorail. And below it, cars are underground, and the garbage collection trucks, the lowest level of the basement. So you don't see them at the street level. Next slide. Solar panels, edible landscaping, windmill. When we're not too busy, we take pictures of the uglification of our cities. I call them postcards on the future. Hopefully future generations implement them, if not our generation. The present condition of Pasig River. We've been postcards from the future of Pasig River. Ferry boats, fast boats, promenades along the river, buildings to face the river, just like our plan for Rockwell, and bicycle bridges and pedestrian bridges. Makati on the left, Andaluyong on the right. Estero in Manila, present condition. The simple renewal can be like this for the future. San Juan River, which we were commissioned to do the smart city future of San Juan. So this can be the possibilities for the future, postcards from the future. San Juan River again. And I was asked to present this in Berlin, Germany as a smart city of the future, the plans from what it is today. So Estero, and improve the Estero with green architecture for urban poor, promenades and clean. And this is being followed now. North Harbor housing, you can do simple urban renewal, bring down the walls or landscape them. Next slide. And San Pedro Laguna, one of the many cities that we were fortunate to do some project. Also, now we're doing the museum and library architecture for San Pedro. Walkable, bikeable, more landscaping. Ilocos Norte, this is the second time we're updating the tourism master plan for Ilocos Norte. So the present condition above and below is this Kapurpuran or white rock. It was not accessible, so we put boardwalk, so even in a wheelchair, you can access the Kapurpuran white rocks. Next slide. And Boracay, the uglification of Boracay. We've done the plans in Boracay for the European Economic Community in 1991, so we were paid by European taxpayers. 2006 again, we did it. And just before it, Boracay was close to being rehabilitated. We were hired again. So this is the arrival in Resort Island. So we can just simple improvements, remove the ugliness of the signages. Boracay doesn't look like a resort island. It can be like this, walkable, bikeable, lots of landscaping, and open up to the seafront. Boracay today, the inner road, and this road in the future. Electric vehicles, bicycles, walking, jogging. Yeah, the future also. One mistake in our islands is they put concrete and the fine sand. When you put concrete and fine sand, it becomes mud. So even the boardwalk should be elevated. So there's continuous air cycle at night and in the morning. It took thousands of years to have this very fine sand. Again, Boracay, pedestrian walkways and bicycle lanes. San Vicente, Palawan. We have challenges talking to landowners to set back their buildings by 50 meters because most Pacific Island nations, they set back by 150 foot from the high water mark of 50 meters. Because we studied it, if there is a storm surge, it will take 4 meters high. So even we sort of did the parallel code here, no livable spaces below 4 meters. And we were cited in London as one of by the Royal Town Plan Institute of the UK, one of the top 8 best master plan projects in the whole world. When we started this, 300 pesos per square meter. After we won the award, no infrastructure yet, it went to 12,000 pesos per meter. Maybe with this pandemic, it went down. Airport and business center somewhere in Palawan. We were challenged to do a 7-star resort island, wellness and spa. We don't just protect the environment, we enhance it. Plant more mangroves and coconut mansions for the 7-star resort island. In southern Palawan, indigenous materials, artisan villages for the indigenous people, open restaurants. And again, I think we had that already. Pampanga River, next slide. Next slide. Yeah, we had been proposing for the longest time, elevated walkways, bicycle lanes, the whole 27 kilometers of EDSA because we cannot put sidewalks and bicycle lanes anymore along EDSA. And bus dedicated lanes, now they're implementing it along EDSA. Again, abundant green open spaces for Clark. We showed this earlier. Next slide. Yeah, abundant green also in Clark, Freeport Zone, Smart City, Airport Driven City. Metro Davao, we saw it already. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, again, the outdoor dining, alfresco dining. Next slide. Coastal Promenade. This is a project we did in Monterey. You can see now the restaurants and dining and retail facing the pedestrian street. It's extroverted, looking outward, not introverted, just like our enclosed shopping malls in our country. So the same principle, this is the old runway of Iloilo Airport. We made it as pedestrian street. Again, we did this before the pandemic, and this is what we're proposing now. More outdoor activities, outdoor dining, pedestrianization in Clark. Next slide. Next slide. This is inspires me. Daniel Burnham, he planned Manila in 1905, Chicago and Baguio 1909. Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood. Make big plans, aim high in hope and work, remembering that a noble logical diagram, once recorded, will never die. But long after we are gone, will be a living thing, asserting itself with ever-growing insistence. Remember that our sons and daughters are going to do things that will stagger us. Let your watchword be order and beacon beauty. And Winston Churchill is appropriate quotable quote today. Never let a good crisis go to waste. We should learn from this pandemic. And Churchill also said, we shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. And we can paraphrase it, we shape our environment and our environment will shape us. I wrote this when I was a student, master's degree. Development is not a worthy of the name unless spread evenly like butter on a piece of bread. Today they call this inclusive growth, inclusionary zoning. Everything we do is pro Deo, patria et terra, for God, country, and planet Earth. And I think we all like to live in environment-friendly, master-planned and designed buildings, communities, and cities that are smarter, more resilient, more livable, better connected, more accessible, more walkable, bikeable, safer, better lighted, more convenient, cleaner, with mixed income, cross-generation, mixed-use developments, integrating places to live, work, shop, dine, learn, and worship, with healthcare and recreation, leisure, 24-hour cycle activity center. That's Rockwell, which were also the architects of record and within the master plan. So these are our contact, and you can get a copy of this from Enria. Next slide. So thank you very much indeed for the opportunity to share. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Architect Paula Fox. And also, thank you so much to our Chair Emerita, Ma'am Marisa Del Mar. For our moderators, may we introduce to you two of our beloved members of the Nerea family. She was an architectural designer of VN Tiotoyko and Partners since 1982 to 1983. And she has been also the CEO and president of E. Ganzon Incorporated. She is also working as a real estate, registered real estate broker, and had been the past president and past board chair lady of Nerea. Currently, she is our one of our board of advisors, Ma'am Grace, Architect Grace Santa Maria Layug. Also, another member of the moderators, one of our moderators is a graduate of BS in Industrial Engineering degree at UP Diliman. He joined the Real Estate Group of Companies in 1995 as an organization development specialist and TQM trainer, where his eyes were open to the various opportunities of the real estate industry. 25 years after that, he is still actively involved as a PRC licensed real estate broker, appraiser, consultant, and accredited real estate lecturer and BSREM instructor. He was the Secretary General Treasurer, Vice Chairman of Education, Corporate Treasurer, Secretary General. For today, here is our current NERIA Vice President for Internal Affairs, Mr. Jovi Tupas.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Architect Grace, my co-host.
Good morning.
Yeah, and so I believe our distinguished speakers, our world architect and urban planner, together with our Chair Emerita Marisa Del Mar, deserves a big round of virtual applause. So thank you very much. Yeah. So let's start the ball rolling. So Miss Marisa, yeah, our first question goes to you. How are our OFWs' earning capacity affected during this pandemic? And how will this affect our housing market, since I believe maraming umaasa na yung OFWs will be bringing in money and then will be buying properties. How did this pandemic affect them?
First of all, I would like to greet each and every one of us. Congratulations to a very successful two-day NatCon. And I would like to say all the speakers are very notable, very great. And all our moderators, our MCs, the board, of course, our advisors, our chapter presidents, and everybody. I would like to congratulate you all and say kudos to Enria. Kasi baka mamaya hindi ko masabi. Okay, VP Jovi, I would like to answer that question. Our beloved OFWs are very much affected by this pandemic. First, because of the recent repatriation amounting to at least 520,000 were sent home, repatriated, and were quarantined according to the Department of Labor and DOLE, Department of Labor and Employment, and of course from OWA, from Administrator Kakdak. I would like to say that, of course, they were very much accommodated, full accommodation with food, transportation, and they were sent home. Having very good experience with their loved ones after so many years of being away from their families. About the housing sector, because of course they are now lost their jobs, no much income, but most of them have already saved for the future. Most of our beloved OFWs is still the #1 market for our condos, for our house and lot, for our leisure development, because this is the time for them to really invest in real estate. Let us take advantage of the financing programs that our developers are giving to us right now, low interest rates, extended term loans, and of course, if you have to be investing right now, then you will be able to garner the passive income out of the value that you will earn through the years or through time. Because now that the price increase is frozen because of the pandemic, this is the time to really invest. So it is still the OFW market. Sabi nga nila, if there's much supply, this is the time to buy. So still, real estate is the #1 investment for our OFWs, not only OFWs, but everybody, all of us. Thank you, VP Jovi.
Thank you very much. Architect Grace, do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question for Architect Palafox. I've always been a big fan, a great fan of the postcards from the future. And it doesn't only give us an insight of what we could have, it gives us great hope that we could really make something out of these places that we have. And this is a related question. What do you think is the legislative measure or executive department action that has to be done immediately to make these things happen, to make these postcards from the future a fulfillment?
Thank you, ma'am, Architect Grace, and thank you for that good question. And I've been writing to mayors. They call it tactical urbanism. Tactic, where we can take advantage during this pandemic. Elsewhere in the world, they're doing that. Like I mentioned, the lady mayor of Paris, making bicycle lanes, walking, some streets being converted to pedestrian streets, and all these postcards I call them postcards from the future in our country. when we were planning Dubai, I call them snapshots of the future because I know they will implement. Just like our Pasig riverfront, I think 5 presidents already we've done that.
Yes.
Thousands of roads, and they had already implemented. But in the private sector, they get implemented more each year to implement. And the 39 other countries we've done work, they follow our advice and they pay us better. Sometimes we're better recognized abroad than in our home country. So it can be done. In fact, I encourage even when I give lectures, I tell our colleagues, even students, to copy what we're doing. Because plagiarism is the best form of flattery and affirmation. Just like the vaccination centers we're doing now, we're donating it to our 44,000 barangays and to the rest of the world. Copy our drawings, I'm telling you. Philanthropic architecture.
That's a nice new word.
You have made us very proud of you, sir, because you are world-renowned. But it's just like, it's kind of sad that we could make things happen more in other places than in our own country. So I really hope you keep on doing these things so that hopefully we could see it in our lifetime.
You know, if I may share, that's why I never changed my passport. I had the opportunity to be a citizen of the UAE, the US, Canada, and Switzerland. But I never gave up my passport because I strongly believe our country is so strategically located. That's why for 350 years, we were the Asia Pacific hub of Spanish Europe. 50 years the Americans, 4 years the Japanese, 2 years the British. And all superpower countries will always be interested in our beautiful islands, no matter what we do. And the Philippines is 400 times the size of Singapore. So we can be 400 Singapores, 350 times the size of Hong Kong, 8 times the size of Taiwan, and 3 times the size of South Korea. So we are so blessed and we don't take advantage of it. So the countries that have done work in cities, you know, their success formula: visionary leadership, leaders with vision, strong political will, good appreciation of good urban planning, good appreciation of design, architecture and engineering, and good governance. That's why I write articles like this before elections, but maybe not many people read it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Joey?
Architect Palafox, as a follow-up, what are your thoughts and insights on the legislative proposals on the so-called sustainable cities? Maybe tinker with your mind.
Is that Congressman Benitez and Victoria?
I believe so, sir.
Yeah, they invited me as a resource speaker. And I questioned some of our, I was going to say stupid laws. I'm sorry, obsolete laws. Erase that. Obsolete laws that make us less globally competitive. So I spoke to them. I was a resource speaker. And there was even one from, I think, League of Cities. And I was asked by the congressman, they asked, Architect Palafox, what do you think of our LGUs? And I told them, I don't know why I said that. 10% of our mayors are very good. Then they asked me, how about the 90%? So I was very careful of my liability. So I said, the 90% can be better. So let's have the other LGUs to be better. I think they're reviewing all the obsolete laws that we have. And one thing I would recommend is increase the open space requirement. Initially, maybe developers will against it, but larger open spaces, it creates more value. Like in New York, around the Central Park, I think it's the highest value. Or wider roads, like Ayala, I think it's before pandemics, 1.8 million pesos per square meter, 44 meters wide. And Pasay Road, 20 meters wide. I think Pasay Road is only 500,000. And Rockwell, we could have done 70% saleable. We made it 51% saleable, 49% open space. So open space is creates amenity value because they've been working for developers. Before, it was architects, planners, and engineers listened to. Now it's the finance committee. Some of them, sometimes they treat open space as a cost penalty, not downs of the city. So this is just one of them. and also climate change. I hope this requirement now that their solar roof, rainwater harvesting facilities, and so on. Just like what I showed about Singapore, 100% open space on a tall building. They put the footprint occupied in the open space, put it on the rooftop, plus sky gardens. In fact, it's more than 100% open space. In our country, some developers, not all, they want to reach the sky, but then they don't know how to meet the ground. Tall buildings, only 1 meter sidewalk, because that's what required by XMURB, only 1 meter. And buildings can be 1 meter apart. Rockwell, we made it 30 meters apart, at least the 5 buildings that we designed. But the succeeding buildings, again, the spacing is closer. And I think architects should be able to walk away from a project if it violates the principles. Like when I gave up $1 million architect's fee for a 6-star hotel in Sulit, I was sued. And CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, they came to the Philippines to meet the crazy architect who would give up $1 million to save the trees. So really, stick to our principles. Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
yes, Miss Architect Grace.
Okay, I have a question here for Miss Marisa.
Yes.
There are legislative proposals to create a cabinet-level department for OFWs. Would you share your thoughts on this and give us what you consider are pros and cons for this move?
Okay. The Department of OFW's Architect Grace, this has been a long-standing battle, and it has been years, and up to now it hasn't been really launched yet. But that was the promise then of President Duterte. The Department of OFW, supposedly, they should be the one to debate, clear policy, implement. They should implement properly all the issues concerning the OFWs for fast response for every possible exigencies. This can also be achieved because of this Department of OFW, which should have a unique situation and should be only organized specifically for our OFWs. Because now there are a lot of different agencies, we call them bureaucratic, different commissions, department, agencies, and so on and so forth, that whenever our OFWs who are victimized, abused, threatened in any foreign land, in any, let's say, a foreigner or even our own countrymen, they are confused where to go and where to give their redress and where to give their confusion and their problems. It is because sometimes even the seafarers, there are no embassies or consulate that are near them because they are in the sea. Now, if we have this Department of OFWs, we only have to go to one department or one agency that will tackle all their problems. As of now, it's like parang pusoy, parang halo-halo. It's just a mixture of so many agencies, and this creates confusion to most of our OFWs. As of now, since we don't have the Department of OFW, then I will be meeting Secretary Bello this coming Monday, and I would ask him what is the status, because if not, then he has to be more responsive and more efficient in coordinating with the interagencies under the different departments to be able to address the concerns and the urgency of the needs of our OFW. So I would say that there is of course, it's very good that there's only one unified agency for them. And this will also create and avoid the red tape mentality. Because more agencies, more red tape, more confusion, kawawa, that will be another victim they will be victimized not only once, twice, or even more. Our beloved OFWs will be very kawawa talaga. Yes.
Baka po, Miss Marisa, kayo po ang pag-asa para ma-create yung cabinet-level department.
Sana, let's keep our fingers crossed po. Thank you, Architect Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Jovi.
Yes. Architect Palafox, are you saying something?
With Chairman Marisa, we've spoken about it. You know, when
yes,
I was invited and named Hart as an architect, urban planner in Dubai, we were called the expatriate. And I have the same package as the Europeans and Americans. Sometime in the 80s, we downgraded the brand of Filipino expatriate to OFW. It sounds like prisoner of war. Like the foreigners in our country, we don't call the Americans OEW, OJW for Japanese. We had a very good brand. So the architects that followed me, their package went down, like the Indians, Pakistanis, and Bangladeshi. But when we were called Filipino expats, I had the same package as European Americans, family status, and I was the youngest in the team. So branding, even our DH, we call them DH. How degraded. These are mayordomo, butlers, and some of them are lawyers, teachers that took up nursing because they could not find a job here. So in fact, later, I'm supposed to be meeting with former Dole Secretary Ruben Torres, and I called the attention also of Secretary Bello, but he was not convinced because engineers, doctors, nurses, they're complaining to me because even their package went down from an expat to OFW.
That's right. Architect Grace Jovi, I'll answer that for Architect Palafox, our renowned architect. Thank you, Architect Palafox. I would like to say that I also have the same sentiment because before, when our OFWs were called expats, their salaries are really so upgraded and it has that kind of respect and dignity. I just don't know what happened that it became overseas Filipino workers. If you notice in our tagline, it's one Filipinos worldwide. We are not talking on overseas Filipino workers per se, but on the labor sector, local and international. And one Filipinos worldwide, hopefully, we can do something to correct this not so good connotation. DH for domestic helper, but now we call them household service workers, not already DH. But I would like to say that really, sometimes when you say OFW abroad, they are thinking immediately that Filipinos are mga chimay, yung mga household workers, which is not true. We have a lot of OFWs that are really skilled. They are executive assistant secretary to the president, chairman, and CEO of foreign companies. They are engineers, they are architects, they are mga IT guy, because when I interviewed them personally in Dubai, in Malaysia, in different countries around the world, I asked them after the interview, whose Lexus is this? Ma'am. Whose car is this? I'm the one owning that property, that Mexican working in Mexico. But one thing, these OFWs, they have school buildings, they have chopper, they have airplane, they have yacht, and they are the best example of our OFWs that should not be taken as a Pinoy DH by the common qualification. If we will be given the chance, Architect June, I would like to make that maybe a priority if that will help us to enlighten and to uplift the ego and the pride of our overseas Filipino workers. That is a great, great job. It's a tough one, but we'll try. It's a tough one, but we'll try.
You can jump in. You're more articulate than me.
Okay, so thank you very much. Maybe this question is appropriate for both our speakers regarding financial packages. So, Mr. Alvin Bermido, Deputy Director of the Anti-Money Laundering Council, AMLC, discussed this morning about issues affecting the real estate market. In your own industries, like for example, with Chair Marisa regarding OFWs and of course, Architect June Palafox regarding developments, how will this new AMLC rulings will affect the real estate market or the development here in the Philippines, since we will be limiting or the AMLC will be closely looking at inflows and the money coming in from to the Philippines for suspected money laundering. Maybe we can start with Ms. Marisa.
Yes. Thank you, VP Jovi, Architect Grace. I would like to say, of course, AMLA regulations remain relevant for bulk remittances, especially when it's coursed through banks and other financial institutions. because remitted portion of our OFW's income during the year of 2009, that was a whopping 17.3 billion US dollars. And this activity is coursed through financial institutions that engage in remittances. O I remit, kasama ka na dyan sa advisor Bansan. Remittances. They are supervised, of course, by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in accordance with the law and other regulations. We have seen a lot of other instances wherein our OFWs will call our office to inquire and to ask how will they be able to remit a very good number of remittance to their family. And we, on our real estate side, we are just allowed to have at least 7.5 million pesos or a maximum before 5 million pesos for every transaction of real estate. For the jewelry, we are only allowed at least 1 million pesos for every jewelry transaction. So I would like to say that for every cross-border transfer and foreign currency, before in excess of 10,000 or equivalent of 500,000, and whenever you go abroad, ito yung parating chine-check nitong AMLA, di ba? So I would like to say that they always, investigate for every suspicious transaction. But if you have complete documents regarding real estate, deed of sale, joint venture, whatever contract that you have, I suggest that you have to go to the bank, present it to them, notarize it, and they will be the one to answer for you. I'm doing that myself. The bank will be answering for you when it comes to AMLA transactions and vice versa. For my business, Chunky Gem Jewelry, you have to show the proof of the purchase, the down payment, the amount that is purchased, and the product, then that will be okay. Of course, for us, as of now, it's been so hard. Parang it's so many things, so many regulations, so many things to do, and so many things to report. But still, we have to do it because they said there will be imprisonment and 5 million in damages. So we just have to comply with it. I think that's the best way to do it. Thank you, Architect Grace, VP Jovi.
Architect June, how about you, sir? Regarding, maybe you can probably shed light on the $1 million, if in case it went through and AMLA will be coming in?
I'm against it. Any restrictions on inflows. I have investors, 3 billion euros. I talk to the banking community. It has to come in tranches. So they course it through Singapore, slowly bring it here. Some discourage already. In Dubai, that's why Dubai is a very successful progressive city. Every time there's crisis in the Middle East, they go to Dubai. Like in Libya, the victims and the victimizers, they went to Dubai real estate. During the Ayatollah Iran crisis, Iranians, rich Iranians, they went to Dubai. Now I think with Syria, with people in Syria, they are investing in Dubai. And Switzerland used to be poorer than the Philippines before the war. Because in Switzerland, they don't question where the money comes from. And I think we are so restricted by the anti-terrorism of the US. Like when I have several projects in Saudi Arabia, they had to investigate what for is the professional fee. It might go to Mindanao, or it might go to the arm and so on. So it's so disgusting. Then I expressed that already to our economic cluster. Like imagine 3 billion euros, they're difficult to bring it in. You bring it to Dubai, no questions asked. You bring it to Switzerland, no questions asked. Even we don't allow, if I may segue a little bit, foreign ownership of land. Singapore, who is 400 times the size of the Philippines, they allow it, or at least 99-year lease. The Guinness Brewery in Dublin, Ireland, how long is the lease? 1,000 years. And they consume so far 300 years. Here it's 48 years, 50 years, renewable 75 years. So for us architects, difficult to convince clients to have green building. Because green building, you spend a little bit more and you can sustain it for the next 100 years or 1,000. We were asked to design buildings Kathmandu, Nepal after the big earthquake, to last hospital, university schools to last 40 generations, 1,000 years. Here I talk about 100 years. Our compatriots are skeptical. So all of these Jurassic laws we have, it's really constraining our development. So that the bottom line I've been saying, people first, social equity. Will it create jobs, alleviate poverty? That should be the overarching consideration before we talk about AMLAC. Thank you. They call me architectural activist. That's why so many
Architect Jun, ha? Tama yun. Tayo yung mag-ano, ako yung positive, ikaw yung konting ano.
Parang I'm seeing a good tandem for presidency and vice presidency for 2022.
Marisa, we're together in the volunteer against crime and corruption.
Yes, that's right.
She doesn't have cases, I get it.
Architect Grace?
Yes, I have to really agree also with Architect Palafox. No? For me, it's like an anti-progress. No?
We are being dictated by the U.S. anti-terrorism. I was trained in the U.S., but I don't like these policies.
Yeah. But what Ms. Marisa said is not actually in contradiction with it, because she's saying that we have to comply. But of course, it's
be penalized.
You bring in $10,000, they investigate you. 1,000.
Yes.
You get investigated. What for? They ask for a feasibility study.
I like the term that you used, Jurassic law, because the 10,000 thing was made years ago.
$1,000? Grabe. Investigating ka. Where did it come from and what for? Baka dalhin mo lang sa Muslim Mindanao. You know? How discriminatory. And the poorest provinces are Muslim Mindanao. Our brother Muslims. Yeah.
I believe Ms. Marisa is trying to say something.
Sorry for the segue.
Architect Jude, I'd just like to share a very personal experience. I have a foreign buyer that did an online transaction to me of $500,000 US. First, it was successful for a property. And then on the second attempt, it was blocked. I have to report down to my bank and to AMLA. So I thought, I'm so stressed. I said, wait, you know what I'm gonna do? You just go to Manila personally, then do everything here. I don't want to be stressed. This is pandemic time and I have to preserve my health and beauty.
You know, when I was a Filipino expat,
it was a lost business immediately. They got so angry.
Grabe. I was a Filipino expat in Dubai. I was investigated. How come I was not remitting money to my family? But my family was in Dubai. Who's the I do not have a second family. Only have one family.
Okay, so thank you very much, our speakers. Maybe final messages from our speakers. Maybe Chris, some final message. Maybe we can now start first with the Architect Palafox. So and we'll follow it up with the beauty right after.
Maybe beauty first, so I will just say amen.
Okay.
Daw, sabi ni Architect Palafox. Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate again our two-day national convention of NREA, the board of advisors, the board, the entire board, the national, the chapter presidents nationwide, our chapter members, everybody. Our MCs are so great, our moderators, they are so great. But most of all, also, I would like to thank personally our generous sponsors. Of course, nangungunay na dyan ang EGI, West Insula Condominium in Quezon City. Of course, nandyan yung Landcrest, Somerset, ang Vista, Duraville, Durawood of Duraville, Ayala Land, Houseland, of course, ang Forest Lake, Lakeshore, by Architect Nestor Mangio, of course, Lamudis with us, Cone, Bria, by our President Red Rosales, And nandiyan ang Hamilton, andyan na siyempre, nandiyan yung ating si kapatid Ed Sanchez ng Honeycomb Builders. Sa lahat household, I said na, of course, ang ating OFW, One Filipinos Worldwide will just be here with you. Ang NRIA at ang OFW ay iisa. At kung sakasakali, you have more. And this is the time to invest in jewelry, 50% off on selected items. And this is the best investment. Jewelry and real estate goes together. Thank you so much. And we will be looking forward for another NatCom year 2022. Let us stay safe and God bless us all. Architect June, alam mo na, VACC. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Architect June, your turn.
Amen.
And of course, excuse me, President May Magtoto, thank you so much. Congratulations, we did it. Of course, Chairman Benny Cabrieto, thank you so much. And of course, our immediate past President, Ricky Celis, lahat po tayo. Maraming salamat po. To God be the glory. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Architect Junior,
Thank you
final.
very much.
For me, let's open up the economy. Open it up. Why are we restricting
Yay!
so much poverty? Let's open it up. And then maybe let's have a competition amongst us from NRIA. Let's have a competition. We may contest on the stupid, no, not stupid, obsolete Jurassic. Napagsabihan na ako na to call them stupid. Okay, obsolete Jurassic laws that make even focuses on real estate. You know, the construction industry studied the USAID funded survey. 30% goes to corruption, construction. 30%. And that's the average, huh? So it could be higher. And if you input corruption private sector, 5, 10, 15% for, getting referral commissions for building materials, it could be higher. So in our, part of our architectural activism, it's for me, when I was president of the Management Association of the Philippines, if we only develop a culture of integrity, addressing corruption, criminality, and climate change, we should be in the top 16th economy of the world. See, and corruption is core the heart, rupture to break, or break, going down together as a nation. So we are a broken-hearted nation, breaking down together as a country. And fighting corruption, if you believe in our faith, is a corporal works of mercy. Because the worst sufferers of corruption are the poorest of the poor. So you can get graces for fighting corruption. And if you are very strong in faith, 366 times, it says in the Bible, do not be afraid, fear not. People talk about corruption when you ask them, can you testify? Takot ako, kamag-anak ko yung corrupt. Ninong ko yung corrupt. Anong mangyayari sa atin? I think only 1% of us are corrupt. The 98.99% are cowards or don't care anymore or beneficiaries of corruption. I hope I don't get additional libel case for saying this. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Please. I would like to personally thank VP chapters, Zenny Fruto. Our chapters would not be possible without the very hardworking lady. Kudos. VP Zenny Fruto.
Happy birthday, Zenny.
Happy birthday.
And of course, to Sis Ruth Atienza, our CEO of Mapicon. Ako, wag po natin kakalimutan. Kaya wala po akong kung ano-anong mga di karapat-dapat sa aking bahay at mga lugar ay dahil po sa Mapicon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Sarah, you did well. Mr. Rod, thank you so much. To our Andy, hello. Of course, Bansan, Mars, of course, si Architect June, nandiyan na si Architect Grace. Sino pa? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Architect Mangyo.
Architect Mr. Mangyo, of course.
Architect Nestor Mangyo. Thank you po.
It has to be Chair Marisa. She's good looking.
Yes.
Looking good lang ako. She's good looking. Looking good lang.
Thank you. We have
Miss Marisa, let's also thank the chair lady of SHEDA. Parang
Yes,
Miss
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yes,
Four
of
sessions.
course.
Rosie.
Our chair lady of SREDA, of course. The CEO, Miss Rosie Chai, of course, our beloved, our sister. I love you, Enria, love you, sis. And congratulations to us. Siyempre, magkasama kami sa One. I'll see you next week, sis Rosie.
I salute all of you. Salute all of you.
Okay, so this is not yet the end. So we're turning it over right now to our hosts, Miss Alma and Prof. Rod. So take it away.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Jovi. As an appraiser and valuer, I cannot find words or any word that can probably be a unit measure of the performance achievements of our speaker, of course, one of the world's famous architect, Palafox, for design concept development for the past, for the future, and the things that he has done for our country. And of course, to our Chair Lady Emerita, your advocacy may be measured is to love your advocacy without measure, and we are fully supporting you along that line. Now, may I now again call our architect Sol to please read and make the presentation of our sincere appreciation for our excellent resource speakers and presenters. Take it away, Architect Sol.
Thank you. For National Real Estate Association, Inc., the one-stop trade organization, this certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Ms. Marisa Del Mar in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as special guest and speaker during the NREA DHSUSD 25th National Convention online, Rising Above the Housing and Health Challenges, on May 21-22 via Zoom and NREA Philippines Facebook Live. Signed, Board Chairman Benigno T. Cabreto Jr., National President Imelda C. Magtoto, and Secretary General Architect Ronnie B. Biando.
Thank you so much.
Second, for the National Real Estate Association, Inc., the one-stop trade organization, certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Architect Felino A. Palafox Jr., FUAPPF, in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as special guest and speaker during the NREA DHSUSD 25th National Convention online, Rising Above the Housing and Health Challenges, on May 22 via Zoom and NREA Philippines Facebook Live. Signed, Board Chairman Benigno T. Cabreto Jr., National President Imelda C. Magtoto, Chairman Emerita and Chair Lady Board of Advisors Marisa Del Mar, and Secretary General Architect Ronnie Biando. National Real Estate Association, Inc., the one-stop trade organization certificate of appreciation. This certificate is proudly presented to Architect Grace S. Layug in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as moderator during the NREA DHSUD 25th National Convention online, Rising Above the Housing and Health Challenges, on May 22, 2021 via Zoom and NREA Philippines Facebook Live. Signed, the Board Chairman Benigno T. Cabreto Jr., National President Imelda C. Magtoto, Chairman Emerita and Chair Lady, Board of Advisors Marisa Del Mar, and Secretary General Architect Ronnie B. Biando. And National Real Estate Association, Inc., and the One-Stop Trade Organization Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Jovi Francis W. Tupas in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as moderator during the NREA DHSUD 25th National Convention online, Rising Above the Housing and Health Challenges, on May 22, 2021, via Zoom and NREA Philippines Facebook Live. Signed, Board Chairman Benigno T. Cabreto Jr., National President Imelda C. Magtoto, Chair Emerita and Chair Lady Board of Advisors Marisa Del Mar, and Secretary General Architect Ronnie B. Biando.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much to all our speakers. We've learned a lot from this convention. Not only that we learned as a professional, but we also learned that the beauty of the heart should be working hand in hand with our profession. Okay, so we are now heading to the most awaited part of the program. It's the raffle draw. So ilan ba tayong narito ngayon?
Raffle draw.
Okay.
Let's thank also the secretary who did a good job.
Okay. So the secretariat will be showing you the Magic 8 ball. There is a guideline for this raffle. Originally, the plan was to give the awards or the prizes to those who have registered for 4 sessions. But because the board, our officers, are so generous to include all those who have just, even those who have just attended for the first session only. So they divided this into three prizes. The third prize goes to from 103 participants. Okay, so the third prize is Miss Mylene O. Dazo.
Excuse me po, ma'am. Magra-raffle pa lang.
Magra-raffle pa lang ba? Akala ko siya na. Okay. So the secretary, the secretariat, please take over.
Sige po.
Thank you, Secretariat. Love you.
So this is for the third prize, ano?
Okay. This is for the third prize from the 103 participants.
How much?
This is magkano rin?
Prize. Miss Alma, what's the prize?
I-wave daw pag nanalo kami.
I-wave namin pag nanalo kami. Officer kami.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah, for the third prize. Okay, our winner is, okay na ba to, Miss Lane?
Yes, po, ma'am.
Avery V. Racho. You will be notified via email. Okay, we're proceeding to the second prize. So this second prize goes to limited number of 26 participants only.
Announce how much?
Okay, for the third prize, it's 3,000 pesos. Okay, congratulations, Mr. Alan Tristan D. Well, how do you pronounce this?
I believe Escanio to. Escanio.
Escanio. Okay, anyway, we will just, this is for the 3,000 pesos. The 26 participants comes from those who registered in at least 3 sessions. Okay. Now, limited to how many participants?
11.
Limited to 11 participants. The 11 participants are those coming from those who registered for 4 sessions. Secretariat? The price for the first prize is 5,000 pesos. Congratulations, Jenna Lee C. Boncales. All winners shall be notified via email. Okay na po.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Congrats.
Again, kung sino-sino yung mga winners.
Avery V. Racho. Alan Tristan Escanio. And for the first prize is Gina Lee C. Boncales.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Andiyan pa ba kayo?
Pa-coffee kayo, pa-coffee.
Oo naman, nandito pa.
Yeah. May
Yeah,
closing.
very nice.
Okay. So we are now heading to our closing remarks. For the closing remarks, may we have one of the distinguished architect and was recently conferred the Likha Gold Medal Award, the highest distinction to be bestowed upon Filipino architects. He is also a renowned real estate developer with a lakeshore estate in Pampanga as one of his celebrated projects. He was a former president of the REA, and aside from being president and chairman of various firms, he also heads and actively participates in numerous social, civic, religious organizations. May we have architect Nestor S. Mangyo. Sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alma, the Enria Baguio CR Chapter President. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
A very fruitful and successful convention of the Enria and DH-SUD, or the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development's 25th online national convention. As our country and the rest of the world are still in the middle of a global pandemic, Enria and DH-SUD are steadfast in keeping their goals and objectives of continuing to uplift the real estate sector and provide more sustainable, resilient, and affordable housing, communities, and cities to Filipinos. This was very well explained by architect June Palafox. This year's National Convention theme of rising above the housing and health challenges could not be more timely and appropriate. The COVID-19 pandemic has severely disrupted the housing industry, made it difficult for many households or FWs to pay for the shelter, as explained by our Chairman Emeritus Marisa Del Mar. Our government has responded with measures in solving the 6 million housing shortage, while also supporting builders and real estate developers. This is over and above the more pressing issues on the health of each population. During this pandemic, organizations such as Enria, DH-SUD, and government agencies have responded with measures to alleviate the negative consequences of the crisis we are currently experiencing. As the government imposes stricter measures of safety and health protocols, we still have to move forward. With all these restrictions and challenges, Enria and DH-SUD are still faithful in its objective to keep the real estate industry and our economy afloat. After listening to all the keynote messages of our distinguished speakers in this national online convention, it gives us renewed hope that indeed we can really bounce back and regain our momentum in making our economy bullish once more. Charlie Chaplin once said, "You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down." Again, let me thank and congratulate our Enria President and Convention Chair, President Imelda Magtoto, and the Enria officers, speakers, sponsors, and everyone who participated and made this momentous event historic and successful. May the good Lord bless us and let us all stay safe. Mabuhay ang Enria, mabuhay ang DH-SUD.
Thank you, Architect Nestor S. Mangyo.
Thank you.
So may we please stay put, everyone, for our
Picture taking.
song.
Yeah.
So, song and picture taking. Okay.
I picture taking at the same time, so while the song is playing,
Okay.
kindly turn on your cameras so that we will all be together. We will have this.
Nakita ko si Kuya Mark, Bansa, si Architect Nestor, Architect June, si Architect Grace, and
Turn your cameras to gallery view.
Raise our hand.
Raise our hand as if we are holding each other's hand.
ay ganyan. Raise your hand.
Huwag parang hold up. Sabi Frank.
Don't throw it away. Live believing. Dreams are for weaving. Wonders are waiting to start. Live your story. Faith, hope, and glory. Hold to the truth in your heart. roll by for you and I. Souls in the wind must learn how to bend. Seek out a star, hold on to the end. That living mountain, there is a fountain, washes our tears all away. Words are swaying, someone is praying. Please let us come home to stay. If we hold on together, I know our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever, where clouds roll by for you and I. When we are out there in the dark, we'll dream above the sun. In the dark, we'll feel the light warm our hearts, everyone. If we hold on together, I know our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever, as high as souls can fly. The clouds roll by for you and
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Secretary. That we love you for all the hard work. Thank you.
Marita, congratulations, Madam President. Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for Architect Grace.
Stay safe and
Sir
God
Ricky, congratulations. Sir Benny, congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.
Very successful for 2 days convention.
The Lakeshore, we'll see you soon there.
Sir Bansan, nandiyan si Sir Bansan. Sir
Congrats,
Mark.
everybody.
Our
Architect, congratulations po.
Manjo, thank you po.
Grace, I thank you for the long love for us. Thank you so much. West Insula, I thank you. Si first.
Congrats.
Ayan. Si Ayala, Bria, di ba? Nandyan lahat.
Marisa, congrats.
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Di ba kompleto yan?
Full support.
Ano, may sasabihin ka, President Vic? Thank you na.
Thank you, Sis Marisa.
Thank you.